Hello, I am BrickLads.
And I am BrickLads 2.0.
And I'm behind the bricks.
Welcome to BrickLads episode 2, where this one is not a live stream, so we won't be reading chat. It'll be a little bit more easy to understand. We're just going to get to know Behind the Bricks a little bit more, one of your favorite YouTubers, hopefully. Starting off with, what got you into Lego?
Oh, okay. So it was more. All right, let's see. It wasn't like I saw it in the store or anything. It was kind of boring, actually. Um, what what happened was I think my mom ended up buying me a couple sets when I was like 5, and then I just constantly played with it, and I kept asking for more and more and more, and
Yeah.
that's just how it started.
I think that's how it starts for a lot of people, to be honest with you. I mean, I started with
Yeah.
Duplo when I was like really little, but like my first Lego
Okay.
sets, like I wasn't extremely interested. It took a while to kind of
Yeah.
get in to
Yeah.
Lego. So,
Yeah.
so do you continue? Like, do you want to have Lego as like just like a hobby, or do you want it to actually be like a job in the future?
It depends on what context because let's see. So it's been my hobby now for 15 years. I just turned 20
Yeah,
in October. So it's been my hobby now for 15 years. So it's always going to be a part of my life in
yeah,
one aspect or another. In
mhm,
terms of job, I tried the whole YouTube thing over the summer, doing it full time. To be honest, I didn't enjoy it. I know that's like a controversial thing. It's like, oh my God, you got to live the dream life. Like you were a
yeah,
YouTuber for a full time YouTuber. It's a lot of work and it's a lot of motivating yourself and being on yourself about you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to please this, that, and the other person. Like there's so much you have to do for it. So I'm sure we'll get into this later.
yeah,
um, and I'll share more in depth my thoughts about doing YouTube full time. But I and I know this was another question you had, but I'll start to answer it now. My dream job is to work for Lego as a set designer.
yeah,
So
for sure.
ideally, yes, I would love to have Lego in my life still going forward. That would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, for me and Cole, hopefully Lego will be a job opportunity for us. I mean, Cole, he doesn't seem so big into
Hmm.
YouTube and everything, but if we ever get into Lego Masters or maybe he works uh like part-time with me or something, then that's hopefully going to be our job.
Hmm.
So, that's I don't know.
That would
Lego
be
is like the
incredible.
general context of career that we'd like to do. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you guys.
and speaking about like your childhood and stuff, what was your first Lego set? Do you remember?
Okay, I do. It came out in 2009. It was like a battle pack. It wasn't. It was a Lego City Cops and Robbers battle pack. I don't know the name of it, but it came with a little like ATV police thing, like a quad bike, and it came with a ATM and two criminals and two police officers, and that's what started it all for me.
Yeah, I wish I knew my first Lego set. What was your first Lego set, Cole?
No, I can't remember. I have so many. I believe it was a. I believe it was one of the Hulkbuster Marvel sets, the Age of Ultron one, I believe.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay, that's a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that.
BTP, do you collect Marvel at all?
I got a few. I got a few. Not like okay. The issue the issue right now is that there's so many things I'd love to buy and I just don't have the money for them. But I think that's everyone's like dilemma. So
Yeah,
of course I'd love to get the Avengers Tower and the Hulkbuster and the Quinjet and all that fun stuff. I have a bunch of smaller stuff, and I do regret actually trading this. I traded the what was it? It was the original Avengers Tower I owned, and
Oh,
I ended up trading it. I don't know for what, but So it's a little regret of mine, but I do here and there dabble in other themes besides Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah. Same
Yeah.
here. I mean,
Yeah.
I have like some Indiana Jones and like Jurassic Park and stuff.
That's nice.
But I mean, with the
Yeah, yeah,
rumors
yeah.
of the Death Star, the $1,000 Death Star, it's like, man, Lego's getting so unaffordable, especially for kids who
Can
love
we
Lego.
get into that quickly?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
can we get into that? That's okay. $1,000 is too much. It just is. Like they broke a
Yeah.
threshold now that this sets the standard for what Lego's going to be in the future. And this is going to make them unafraid to release more $1,000 Lego sets in the future, assuming the Death Star sells well. If the Death Star doesn't sell well, this is their tester. If this doesn't sell well, they're not going to go back to $1,000. They're going to be like, okay, that's our limit. But $1,000? You're asking
Yeah.
people to spend $1,000 on a Lego set? Oh my gosh! Like,
Yeah.
wow,
And I mean,
that surprised me. And like, yeah,
the $850 AT-AT, I mean, I feel like that, like, as Lego collectors, I think we see that set, like, it wasn't overly priced, but now that it breaks the $1,000 threshold, I think it's just kind of like insane. And I'm afraid they're, just like you said, they're going to start doing that more and more. But we, of course, we don't have
it's too
official leaked
much.
images. We don't know what the size is actually going to be. For all we know, could be some kind of midi scale, like, not that important set that like no one's gonna buy. So I don't know. I'm kind of nervous for the leaked images. I mean, it's already coming really fast. Wasn't that October it's releasing?
Yeah, October 2025. We're in December. We're looking at probably 7 months before leaks start coming out. So,
Yeah.
of course, within the next 7 months, there's going to be information droppings like throughout the year, and other sets releasing revealed. So, I don't know. I agree with you guys. It's just so much. It is just so much. And like as for the AT-AT, it's right here. I was fortunate enough to get it before it retired, 20% off. I spent so much money in gift cards on it. And yeah, it's reasonably priced, but even $850 for a kid who loves Legos like yourselves, it's like, wow, like it's just it's really setting, they're taking the adult thing a little too far in my opinion. Like at the end of the day, they need to realize they're a kid's brand, a brand for play, and I'm going to keep using you guys as examples. Like how are you guys meant to, I assume what, you're 12, 13, 14 around there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I know when I was 13 and 14, I wasn't going around spending $1,000. Like it was like $20, 15, 30. But of course, as you get older and older, the prices go up. It's like, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, all good.
There's just
But like,
sorry,
go
because
ahead.
I am to. There's just one
No.
set.
No. All good.
I was at Shields with my mom, and there's just one set. It was like this huge Technic set, and it was like $700. And I mean, it was pretty massive. Had a lot of complicated pieces. Had some electronic pieces in it, so it makes sense why it's 700. But I don't know why they put it at that much.
Yeah.
That Death Star better be able to shoot lasers if it's $1,000. Like,
yeah,
it better light up or something. Because I don't like. I'm not. Come on.
Yeah, we for sure want some high expectations for that. I think a lot of people have high expectations for it, but I have a slight feeling that Lego's just honestly not going to deliver with this one. I'm not 100% on this one, so yeah. So you're talking about like designing Lego sets, and if you were to design like a Lego set, what would you design?
Oh, I would love to go to the Star Wars team and just do a massive Geonosis arena.
Yeah.
Everyone's been asking for it. and there's other things I'd love to do, but I think Geonosis would be like a dream. You would include all the characters. I wouldn't
Mhm.
skimp out on any of them. Like we do Dooku, we do Newt Gunray, Jango Fett, Boba Fett, Anakin, Padme, Obi-Wan, Yoda, Mace Windu, Coleman Trevor, Kit Fisto, like all the Jedi, all of the main characters. We do a couple clones, we do a MIDI scale gunship. There would be battle droids, Geonosians, the whole lot. We'd have all 3 arena creatures. Yeah, it would probably be 650, just like,
Mhm.
or well, 500 like Rivendell, but that's what you want in a set like that, ideally.
Yeah. And it kind of feels like Lego's not listening to their people, but like their collectors and everything. But the thing is that half the time they do, but they don't look at just like YouTube and be like, oh yeah, M&R Productions, he said something about this Lego set that everyone needs. Like they look at specific sources probably, and it's something that we don't really notice, but like I don't know, it's probably something on their behalf that we don't quite notice. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do you prefer
100%.
building like Lego MOCs or Lego sets?
Well,
Sorry about
and I'm
that.
gonna flip the question back on you when I'm done. But no, all good, all good. I'll flip the question back on you guys when I'm done. But I think there's 2 answers here. For sets, it gives me a stress relief. I could sit down with my set, whether I'm streaming or not. I can talk to chat. I could get some me time, whatever it is. It's more of a stress reliever. When I'm building a mock, and there are so many in the works right now that it's like insane. When I'm building a mock, there's a greater end goal in mind than just building a set and putting it on the shelf. There's so many things you have to think about. So it's a little more stressful building mocks, but I also think I enjoy it more because it's more of a challenge. But what about
Yeah.
you guys? What do you guys feel towards that?
I mean, I can 100% agree with that. I mean, I've been trying to do a mock series and I've uploaded 4 episodes. And of course, that's me making content about the Lego mock, but it's stressful because I still have to focus on my school and still focus on making videos
Mm-hmm.
and shorts. But normally, my main priority isn't the mock. So when I build a mock, in my perspective, I kind of just see it as like, oh, yeah, this is for a video. Uh, more or less than I did like before I started YouTube, where I was just kind of building stuff. So I would definitely say
Mm-hmm.
building Lego sets is 100% more of a stress reliever. Normally something that like, oh yeah, I'm investing on this. This is something that's about to go on my display and look good, and I'm excited to see it completed. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like you said, more of a stress reliever
Yeah.
for Lego sets than mocks.
Yeah.
How about you, Cole?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I agree the same thing. It's like a stress reliever, but usually I build my sets a little too fast, so I don't get that time to like just enjoy the moment of building it. Usually I'm like this, just like speed building it, and I don't get the time to enjoy it. I'm like, oh, I'm already done with it, and like I don't have any other sets to build. So
Yeah.
what I do now?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel like on Christmas. I can
No,
build
that's fair.
sets really
There's
fast,
yeah.
but sometimes I'll get lucky and just get a ton of sets. It's like, oh my gosh, I don't even think I can build all these sets on Christmas Day. And I mean, that's honestly a
Yeah.
great feeling in my opinion. So yeah, but if there's any
Yeah,
career in
dude, I
YouTube,
completely agree. Every year there's one big set on Christmas.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I don't remember what I was gonna say, to be honest with you. Okay, so why did you create your
Um,
YouTube?
yeah.
Why did you create the YouTube
Oh,
channel, and what did you expect
I'm sorry.
the
I
channel
feel
to
like
become?
um okay, so have you been on you've been on a few of my streams before, right?
Yeah.
Where I might have mentioned the origin story. It was an ex of mine. She really I kept talking about it on the phone with her, and then she's like, "All right, shut up and do it." Like that was pretty much the conversation. It was like, do it or shut up about it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Just do it. So it was after the school year ended, and I sat down with her and she helped me like create it. And I was like, all right, name. Like, what are we doing? So I was going to incorporate my name, or I wanted to incorporate my name or bricks. Those were like one of the two things I wanted to include. I ended up going with bricks, and I was like, okay, I don't just want it to be generic or basic, even though it kind of is. I want it to have some sort of meaning. So I thought about like behind the scenes stuff. Like that's my content. It's a lot of behind the scenes of my builds. It's not just the build itself. So what are we doing here? And then I was like, what if I just combine behind the scenes and bricks? Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the name came up. In terms of the channel, when I started it, the end goal was to do this full time. I was like, I have a friend, a very good friend of mine who does this full time. He loves it. This is what he does. He uploads weekly. He's killing it. And he's always inspired me to make content. And so I've kind of been like, this would be nice to do this. But of course, as I've gotten through it and tried it and done this, that, and the other thing, it might not be for me to do it full time, but keep it as a side hustle.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's been probably 3 months maybe since you've last uploaded. Do you plan to upload like soon, maybe sometime in the next month or two?
Yeah, I actually, this is a really big problem. So school has been keeping me very busy. As an architecture student, I don't get a lot of free time. And if you've talked to Wilbrick's Productions, he can vouch for the same thing. But he's crazy and pulls all-nighters to get videos done. I won't do that because that's just not good for me.
Yeah.
So yes, I have let's see. I have 5 videos that are in the editing stage right now, and I have another 4 or 5 videos that I'm working on right now. So I do have videos. And of course my members get a little bit extra content that I just like throw up there for them. It's just behind the scenes stuff, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do plan on uploading very, very soon. I'm hoping to get my next video out before Christmas. So
Oh, okay. So you're probably working while you have this like little break from school. You're probably kind of working a lot on that, plus hanging out with family or whatever, obviously.
yeah. I mean, family's obviously the priority since I'll be in Italy for the next 4 months. But I do want to keep uploading. I'm very excited about coming back to this space now and working on stuff. So
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of glad you're not like scheduling and like making sure your videos are all like perfect or whatever, because I tried scheduling my videos ahead of time and like uploading a ton, and it was so stressful. I did it for probably 2 weeks and I was already just like, it was immediate like burnout on YouTube, and it was not fun.
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. I could relate to that a lot actually. The schedule doesn't work for me. I'll upload when I can, when I want to, and that's what keeps it fun.
Yeah. I also have a big question. How do you organize your Lego? Because I might have seen you using one of these organizers. It's like the black things with a ton of drawers, but I'm not 100% sure. I was just curious.
Yeah. They're all stacked right here. I got like, yeah. There's like 4 of them stacked right there. And that's for all of my smaller pieces and minifigure parts. And then I have, it's honestly such a mess looking at it, but it's a bunch of different types of bins with drawers, and they're all separated by color and then by part type. And those are all in plastic baggies in those drawers. So it's very complicated, but it works. And I just recently organized my drawers from all the parts of the same color in a drawer to each drawer being organized by a different part type. So
Mhm.
instead of all of the red parts, it's now all of the slopes, bricks, 1x,
Yeah.
2x, plates, tiles,
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah. I think Cole's kind of struggling with his organization system a little bit.
Yeah. I have,
He
I have a big bin of them, and well, I think I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna organize them right now, and then I don't. I keep forgetting to organize them. And okay, one second.
he doesn't have very
Yeah,
good
no.
storage
If
containers. He's
listen,
still working
if
on it.
there's one,
Sorry
if
about
there's
sorry about
one, okay,
sorry about
okay,
that.
yeah,
My cat.
yeah. If there's
So
one,
I
no, all good.
so sorry. You can say something real quick.
Oh, go on.
So basically, I have this like giant bin, and I was able to organize some of them. I was able to like complete 6 drawers of Legos. I still got a lot more, but I need to get more drawers because I don't have enough. And well, I need to reorganize my drawers because they're not
hmm
the best. Because Travis seen them, yeah, they're not the best.
Yeah.
They need to be more organized, and I need to get more so I can organize a big bin I have under my bed. Um, but yeah, yeah, it's gonna take me a while to
Listen,
organize all the
that's all part of the
pieces.
game.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's all part of it, and um, break it up into little segments of time. You're not gonna get it all done at once. I've tried. It doesn't work. Like I will go do something else like when I'm bored. I have ADD. I get bored easily. I can't just sit and do one unless it's actually building Lego. I cannot just sit and do something for hours on end. So just
yeah,
my advice is when you get the drawers, figure out a system, stick to it, and split it up like an hour a day. You'll get it done in like 2 weeks, and it'll be done well. It'll be done correctly, and you'll feel better because you won't just be like, oh my god, I gotta get this done, yada yada yada. Like, give yourself time, breathe. It's gonna be
yeah.
okay. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. It
what
took
about you,
me.
Travis? How do you sort your Lego?
So I organize them by color currently. The black bin back there organizes all my Technic pieces, but I organize by color using this organizer that came from this one
hmm
toy shop, I think in Washington or something, that we've had like as a family for a long time, and you can't get them anymore. So it's really sad. I want to
hmm
recommend these like organizers. They're stackable. They're really easy, but like easy to
hmm
use. But like I can't because simply you cannot find them online. The same thing, it just doesn't exist anymore. It was something unique to this store that they don't sell anymore. This store went out of business and you
hmm
just simply cannot get them. It kind of sucks. But it took me about
hmm
like 10 months to organize my pieces, roughly. Just because when
Yeah.
I organized them, I would organize probably an hour like every week. Like it was really bad. And then finally I
Okay.
just powered through, organized my pieces. Plus I had garbage, knockoff pieces
hmm
in there that I ended up throwing away or giving
Yeah,
to my
you got to
school.
sort through it.
So yeah, it,
hmm
it took way too long.
Yeah. hmm No,
Okay,
I
so
totally get that. I still haven't. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you're good. You're good.
Um, I was gonna say I still haven't sorted through everything. Actually, there's still my gray pieces, and
Mhm.
I still have like smaller parts and some minifigure accessories that just aren't sorted. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So are you still like collecting Lego and like Lego pieces?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
because my content stops doesn't mean I stop.
Yeah.
I'm always looking for deals. I'm always looking for deals. Um, right now, I'd probably say I'm about one set a month on average is what I'll pick up. But it also depends on income and stuff like that. Like during school, I don't work, so I have
Yeah.
to be a little more cautious about what I'm spending. Um, but I'm probably about one set a month as of now.
Yeah.
I would love for one day just to go to the Lego store, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen anytime soon. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, personally, my issue is when I buy Lego, I can spend like 160 or maybe $130 just all at once, and it's like a really
Mhm.
dumb idea. I'll save up for a couple months. I get allowance. That's like my how I make my money, but I'm hopefully gonna get monetized. So when I
Mhm.
do make those big jumps and spend like a ton of money, it won't affect my savings too much. Of course, I mean I'm only like 14, and like money, it's not that big of a
Mhm.
deal right now, but it's still a good idea to save,
Yeah.
hopefully upgrade for the channel and everything. Just make, I don't know, make the
Mhm.
channel a bit of a better place. So
Can I inquire about your monetization status? Do you mind?
Mhm. Yeah, okay, so I am just working on
Um.
watch hours right now. So I have
Mhm.
2,000
Yeah, yeah.
out of 3,000 watch hours
Wow.
right now. Yeah,
Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. Very
yeah, we're getting
impressive.
close.
Yeah. Um. I do want to warn you,
Mhm.
when you get monetized, don't get your hopes up, because
Mhm.
it's definitely going to be different for you, because you're uploading more regularly.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to get your hopes up, because I did. It's not pretty the first, like, it's like, I don't know, probably for me roughly like 20 cents a day, and it's anywhere from like 20 cents to like 6 cents a day. It's nothing. I
Mhm.
just, after 7 months, no, yeah, after 7 months of being monetized, I just hit my first $100. And of course, I haven't been uploading like stuff like that. There's other factors into it, but I would not. In your case, I'd probably say roughly $100 every 3 months if I had to give an estimate out there, just because you're uploading more regularly. Um, but it is a battle. It is brutal.
Yeah. There's this website, it's called Social Blade, and it basically shows like if you were to be monetized, how much you'd be making, and it only said like 7 to like
Mhm.
$60 a month. So it's not like insane, but I mean it's like in the end it's still worth something, and I'm crossing my fingers that that's accurate and I'll be making that amount of money
Mhm.
because it's still something. It's something that could just help me financially in savings, help upgrade so my content can get better, and then money will start coming in. But I'm
Yeah.
not. It's not my like extreme main goal right now. So yeah.
Yeah. Of course, 100%. It's Social Blade does a very good job at estimating the minimums, or I shouldn't say minimums, I should
Mhm.
say average. The average of what you're making. Um, they overestimate mine personally, but
Yeah.
um, that's just because they're just taking into account the views that you get and what you should be making off of each view. They're not taking into account the fact that I'm
Yeah.
not uploading, etc., 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 like
Mhm.
whatever. So it's different
Yeah.
for everyone. So yours is probably way more accurate. And I completely agree with you that when you get monetized, making the money is great. A lot of people are like, "Oh, that's so shallow of you. That's gross, disgusting. Like, I can't believe you're saying this." Whatever, ignore them. It's it's a good side hustle. It will benefit your content. Um, it it is 100% worth trying to get monetized, like without a doubt. My only point was that Social Blade might overestimate a little bit, but for you, like I said, it could be a different case. But yeah, I completely agree that monetization is 100% worth trying to achieve.
Yeah. I think he froze again.
That's okay.
Mm. I,
Well, how are you
yeah, I
doing?
actually,
Where
yeah, I'm doing good. I have a question for you, actually. How much money do you think you spend on like your Lego? over like your lifetime?
In total?
Yeah.
Oh, way too much. Way too much.
Yeah.
It's definitely been over $5,000, but I've also been extremely fortunate and I've gotten a lot of my stuff for free. Actually, like probably a third of my collection has been through friends having old Lego and being like, "Oh, I don't really need this anymore. You
Yeah.
can have it. Like, I'm not going to use it." So, it's definitely been a lot, definitely over 5,000. But my collection is worth over 50,000. So it's really like at the end of the day, it's not that bad. What about you guys? What are you at?
Probably roughly maybe $500 at most.
Okay.
It will be more in the future, though. I know that
Mhm.
because I have a few sets on the
Yeah.
wish
Yeah.
list. Yeah, I think around like $500. I don't know how much it would be now. I would have to calculate all that, but roughly 500.
Yeah, I
That's a
think
good start.
personally, I've spent probably like in my own money, I've spent $600-700 on my Lego collection, but that's not including the sets that like my family buys me during Christmas or on my birthday. So there's like a
Yeah.
lot more.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know. In today's value, it'd be worth a ton more. Um, but like generally, that was the amount 700 probably in my own money. So yeah,
That's solid.
Okay, what advice would you give to like a Lego YouTuber like starting and wanting to like have the job or like having Lego YouTube as a career?
Well, it's a loaded question, and I appreciate you thinking to ask me this because I don't know. I feel like you always the YouTubers get asked this, and I guess I'm assuming that this means you see me as a YouTuber, which I appreciate. That means a lot. So thank you. I just be consistent. It's so cliche, but just be consistent uploading. Like it doesn't matter how good your first video is. I have this problem where I just try and make the best content possible. And it's a problem because I spend so long on the videos that they'll just never get released. If I don't like it, it doesn't get released. So what I'm working on now is just uploading. Just upload. Like over break, what I'm going to work on is just upload. Get it out there. It doesn't matter. People are going to see it. If you're looking to make it your full-time job, I mean, it's really the only advice to give.
Yeah. I mean, I want to make this as like my full-time job. So personally, I'm trying to upload consistently.
Just be consistent. The more you upload, the more your stuff gets out there, the more people will see your stuff. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, uploading consistently, building connections. It's all very connection building. Sorry, that's another point. Like I've been able to connect with so many people. I've connected with you. I've connected with Scott. I've connected with Legoman 360. Shy Time is my time. Oh my God, what is his name? SW Bricks and Figs. I've connected with True Squadron, Tiger Builds, Last Clone Studios. Like there's just names upon names that I've connected with, and if the more people you connect with, the more that leads to future connections. Like Scott has led to so many of my connections. He's led to my connection with Lego Men 360. He's led to my connection with SW Bricks. He's led to you. He's led to Tiger Builds. So it's just like one person could be responsible for so much networking. Like, just network. That is the best way. And Scott, if you're he's a great guy. If you talk to him regularly, he would be more than happy to set you up with people. More than happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean Scott, he's been around on my channel personally for a long time. Like since we first started, pretty much somehow he found our channel when we were only at like 100 subscribers, and he has supported us so much, just as like a channel as a whole. And most of my connections came from him, and then it just kind of like it's like a family tree, you know, it just goes off, and like one person leads to another
Yeah.
person leads to another person. And now I contacted Shy, and he gave me some advice about the podcast. Other than like upgrading, I still need to upgrade my setup. Obviously, I've had like 2 lags in this recording, but I mean, I don't know. It's just like a whole tree. I'm very grateful
Hey.
for all these people just watching and tuning in. So
Yeah, for sure. And like, to your point about the equipment getting better and all of that, it'll come with time. I wouldn't worry about it. It's a learning experience. That's what this is. And the kitty cat. Yeah, it's a learning experience. Sorry, I have an obsession with cats. I own 2 cats of my own. I love cats.
Same here. Yeah, Cole has 8 of them. I'm pretty sure. Am I right?
8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
8.
that's insane.
I know. Crazy. Yeah.
That's
A
awesome.
lot
That
of
is so
cats.
cool.
Yeah. This one right here that's on my lap, she loves hopping on my desk, and she usually messes up some things. She steps on my computer and messes up a lot of things. So
Yeah.
I usually pick her up and put her on the ground whenever she does that.
Yeah. Earlier, I got a text or I got a Discord DM and it said /77. I was like, what is that supposed to mean? And he's like, sorry, my cat just stepped on my computer.
Yeah.
Funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll come with time. Listen, you guys are still young. You have so much time. Enjoy it. My one, if there's one takeaway from all of this, don't let YouTube interfere with your childhood. Take your childhood every chance you can get, because looking back, there's so many things that like I try not to live with a lot of regrets, but if I could go back, I would definitely spend way more time in my childhood if I could. Like, not that I didn't, but I spent a lot of time focusing on the next thing instead of just living in the moment. Live in the moment and enjoy, because it's a good time.
Yeah. I mean, Cole and I both, we were obsessed with Spider-Man. We were like, I don't know, it was like a whole thing in like 4th and 5th grade. And that's where we became friends. We both just loved Spider-Man, and we just like wanted to become Spider-Man, and we were focused then. Like we didn't think about what happened a while ago or what was to come. We just were like, we're gonna be Spider-Man, and we're just gonna have fun doing it. And now I do regret like kind of leaving that phase, but of course I still have to grow up. I can't become Spider-Man like I thought I could. And luckily I don't think YouTube's actually consuming my childhood. I think it's honestly a part of like
Good.
my teenage life, because I enjoy editing so much. It is like, unlike some people, editing, I love editing. I could edit anything. I just like making thumbnails and profile pictures for people when I'm bored. Like, it's just something that I enjoy, and making videos, like I just enjoy it so much. Maybe you don't feel the same way. I have no clue. You were talking about how you don't think it'll probably be a full-time job or whatever, but like, I don't know.
Well,
I think it's a good chance.
yeah. I'm glad you feel that way. I think that's great. Um, in my experience, I personally agree with you. I think editing is the best thing ever. Thumbnails? Uh-uh. Thumbnails are not for me. I cannot edit a thumbnail. And I'm very skilled in Photoshop because of architecture, because I'm editing stuff all the time in there. But when it comes to making a catchy thumbnail or an eye-grabbing
Yeah.
thing, for some reason I can't do it. But I love content creation. I do love it as much as I don't think it's necessarily for me in the
Yes.
full time as a hobby. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
I do love it, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Thumbnails personally, I mean, I kind of enjoy it. It's just a lot of jumping around. For me personally, I use a ton of different platforms because I don't have access to Photoshop and stuff. So I have to jump from platform to platform.
Okay.
It's a little tricky, but I'm able to do it without spending money. But now that if I get into Meridian Technological,
Do you use
or
Canva?
yeah, I use Canva. But if I get into the tech
It's a
school, the
good one.
tech high school, then I will have access to like pretty much everything. I'll have access to Photoshop for the graphic design lessons, and I don't know, all of these expensive things will all be free due to the district, and I'll just have these platforms on hand that will just help me a ton. So
That's the way to do it. That's the way to
yeah,
do it. 100%. That's the way to go. Um, yeah, if you have access to the Adobe suite, you're pretty much unstoppable in YouTube.
yeah,
Like that's literally just how it goes.
yeah. Adobe's definitely one of my favorites. And I'm excited to hopefully get Photoshop. Right now, I'm using Canva, this thing called Photor, so I can remove backgrounds from like any pictures. That's how I put my face and stuff on the thumbnails. Then I use this thing that like outlines maybe my body or Legos or whatever. I don't know. I have to jump from platform to platform, and it gets really complicated. It's time consuming, but in the end, normally it's a good product. I enjoy how it looks, and I mean that's what it's for. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Mhm. Do you have any more questions, Cole?
I don't know if you told this. How long have you been collecting Legos for?
So since I was 5, so about 15 years. But and I don't know. I find this kind of interesting. I never had a dark age. I don't know if you guys
Hmm.
had a dark age at all, but I never personally ever stopped collecting Lego. It's just been right the way through.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I had a dark
Have you
age
guys
for
ever
a
like
little while. It was mainly when I was in that Spider-Man phase, so I was building Legos all the way up to like third grade, and like that was my main wish list. It was like, for Christmas, give me Legos. That's all I need, and then I'd get like everything but Lego, tragically enough. But then I got into Spider-Man. That
yeah.
was my dark age. Then in sixth grade, seventh grade was when I really started getting into Legos again. And I don't even know how that came to be. I just started building Legos, especially since I had these organizing things. I started organizing my Lego. I think that's part of it. And then I told Cole, you know what, let's start another YouTube channel, because we had a Spider-Man YouTube channel beforehand. And we were like, you know what, let's start another channel but about Legos, and let's really put our time and effort into it. And now it's kind of grown really fast. It was really crazy. So
Yeah, you guys are doing great. You guys are doing a great job.
yeah, yeah.
And I
Cole seems like
saw I saw oh, sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
no, you first. You first.
No, because this will segue into something else. So
Okay. Okay.
you could go.
What was I gonna say?
Something about Cole something about Cole
Oh yeah,
possibly
Cole.
enjoying something. I
I think he's starting to live stream a little bit more often. I think he wants to, especially after Christmas, probably because he'll have a lot of Lego sets to build. What better way to build Lego sets than on a live stream? It's relaxing sometimes just to talk to people online, get to know other people while building Legos, which is obviously, like we said, kind of relaxing, kind of like take a break, So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% agree. That's the way to do it. If you wanna get more into it, definitely stream. I mean, that's how I met Scott and Copper
Mm-hmm.
first, is through a live stream, through someone else's live stream, and then since then, yeah, been in contact with them. But yeah, speaking of, actually, Copper relates to this too. I saw you had a question for me about the Discord server
Yeah.
in there.
Will the Brick Lounge ever go public again? Because I know we had some like tension in the server. That was a whole thing. That sucked. And then you made the
I
bold
feel like,
decision.
okay, yeah. So yes. So okay, short answer, no. Long answer, I feel like I should actually explain what happened there,
Mhm.
because no one really knows. I don't even know what happened, but I will try to the best of my knowledge to explain what happened without outing anyone or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um. Okay, you're on my staff.
Mhm.
That we have, what is it, 14, I think, are on staff currently. 14 on
Yeah.
staff. And because of drama that did not necessarily involve me in the past, I've had to ban staff members previously. I am with you guys the way I am in real life. I am firm, I'm strict, but I can also be nice and friendly and like talkative, like a
Mhm.
friend. But at the end of the day, I'm a server owner. I have to maintain order. I have to play the bad guy sometimes, which is unfortunate. I
Yeah.
don't like playing the bad guy, but excuse my language, at the end of the day, I'm a hard ass. My mom is a hard ass. She raised me like I very much take after her. I'm a hard
Mhm.
ass. So I'm tough on my guys. I was tough on you guys, and there was good reason for that, because at the end of the day, the server reflects us. It reflects the
Mhm.
staff. It reflects on me. And if there's a bad image, if someone's going around spewing stuff in my name, it's not a good look for me.
Yeah.
So, um, so there was a staff member who was using derogatory language
Mhm.
in a separate server, and it got brought to my attention. One of the staff members was extremely offended.
Mhm.
It took me aback because I never saw this kid as necessarily a bad person, but I've had my dealings with him in the past, and before this happened, in the last quote unquote incident, I warned him. I was like, listen,
Mhm.
if there's something like this again, I will demote you. It's nothing against you. It's just the way it has to be. Sure enough, this comes along. It was a whole headache, and I demoted him. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just, it doesn't look good on us. Before I even did anything, I asked the other 5 admins, I was like, do you think this is a good idea? Are you okay with this? I got a yes from all of them. So it wasn't
Mhm.
just me being like, you're done. I talked to everyone about it first. So I demoted him. And at first he took it well, and I knew it was coming. The next day, I get a whole angry, like, thing from him
Mhm.
in Discord, and it's not fun. It's not funny, but it kind of is funny.
Yeah.
Um, I it's just like I'm sorry, it's a Discord server. It's a Lego Discord server. I understand it meant a lot to people. However, there were more stressful things going on in the world. Never mind in general, like there was 2 hurricanes smashing into Florida. I was home from school for a break. There I think like my birthday was in a week. I just wasn't focused on this right now, and I get this whole thing, and it was like, you're ridiculous, you are completely unprofessional, yada yada yada, like the whole 9 yards. Like he pulled every single card, and I handled it. I was like, listen, I'm sorry you feel that way. You're not being reinstated. Have a good night. And I muted him, whatever. And then, so that went on. He kept messaging me, and I was like, dude, please just leave it alone. Like, stop. And then I got a message from Copper the next week who vocalized, like, hey, maybe we should, reconsider. And normally I am open to hearing people out. That's not, I don't want this to be like, oh my God, he's close-minded and stubborn. I am stubborn. But it's a different scenario. So I was like, well, while I appreciate you advocating for the staff member or ex-staff member, I don't think it's a good idea to reinstate him, seeing his history of not listening to us. He clearly gets angry very easily. That's a risk I'm not willing to take. I explained it out to him, and that did not go over very well. He went off, pretty much. It's the best way I could describe it. He got so upset with me that he started spreading false rumors about me throughout the server to other people, saying I'm a terrible person, I'm unprofessional. I don't know. He called me some extreme names, from my understanding. So, and then he messaged me and was like, he just yelled at me for like 30 minutes, and I blocked him. I was like, I'm sorry you feel this way. And I blocked him. I was like, and then, so that went on for a few days, and I didn't talk to anyone really. I just kind of laid low. And then I get a message from Copper. Well, before that, they started a new server, which I was okay with. I was like, just please don't take anything from my server. Like, it's my server. I've worked incredibly hard with the staff to come up with this. It would be very disrespectful if you plagiarized the server. They did it anyways. I was like, okay, like, fine, whatever. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. The reason I didn't want the server anymore is because it was too much drama. It just was too much. And I unfortunately don't have the time to handle that. It's just not in my wheelhouse anymore to be able to. Summer's one thing, but during the school year, I need to focus on school. I didn't have time to focus on that anymore. So I get a message from Copper. He's like, hey, you were right. Like, the anger prevailed and he got kicked from the new server. I heard you blocked him, whatever. And I was like, yeah, like, it is what it is. But anyways, to catch things up and wrap things up, I'm not going to make the server public again. I'm actually going to be deleting it completely, which is a very controversial, very, very controversial thing. I know. I'm going to be deleting it. Or the other option is just to turn it into a little private thing for the people who are on it and stay on it. But most likely I'll delete it. I'm removing the Discord perk from my memberships. And just from that experience, it kind of completely turned me off from Discord. But chances are I will end up keeping, like it's really 50-50 right now. I don't know yet what I'm going to do. I'm either going to delete it. I'm getting rid of the perks regardless, the Discord perk. I'm either going to delete the server or I'm going to keep it and make it private, and everyone who's on it can stay on it, but we're not accepting anyone new. That's just kind of. On the other hand, it's also just kind of dead now. Like, I haven't even been on it, and too long. So in my mind, it's like, all right, is it really worth keeping it around at this point? But I also don't want people to think like, oh, that was an incredibly selfish thing you did. Yeah, my reputation almost got ruined because of that. So I'd rather not deal with that again.
Yeah. I think that's 100% like fair. Obviously, um, the ex mod, he was very kind of like selfish about it, and he was immature about it. He just kind of, I think he got really angry. I mean, I personally know him, and like he 100% seems like a nice
Mhm.
guy, but that was definitely immature of him to kind of
Yeah, of
yell
course.
and just kind of be noisy around everyone. And I mean, I was honestly very surprised by that. It was definitely 100% something different that I didn't expect from the server, because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a server that I can help people and just pray for people, whatever is happening.
Hmm.
Um, and just, I was excited about it. And the movie nights were awesome, the game nights and everything. But
Yeah.
now I think it's fair to delete it or take it off of perks, have it kind of like private, because it's very inactive. And I think it would be a
Hmm.
fair decision either way around. So yeah, thanks for sharing.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah, of course. Um, Obviously, it's still something I think about to this day.
Mhm.
Like the server, it was great. There's no way around it. It was a safe space for people. A lot of people enjoyed it. Um, I do. That's something I feel a little guilty about. Is I took off 200 people from it. There's
Mhm.
like 20. There's like 20 people on it now. Like I took
Mhm.
off 200 people in an hour. Like 200 people got erased. So I do feel guilty about it. It's not. I promise. I'm not this cold-hearted like monster. It really does. Like I feel bad. Um, it got too much to handle. So
Yeah, it's very understandable, especially now if you're to try to open it up to the public or anything like the original question was. Like, it would be really
mhm,
stressful with school and everything. Even with this other break, it would just be generally stressful. I mean, when I was moderating on
mhm.
there, like pretty much hours every evening, it was a lot. It was so active, and I was so surprised by that. That was
Yeah.
the most active server I'd ever been on. And it's just like, whoa, that is insane.
Wow.
And it was really cool to be a part of that. But
Wow.
now that it's dead, it's not
Mhm.
100% necessary to uh, moderate like I was doing, because
Yeah.
it's not very active, and that's fair. I mean, 20
There's not much
people.
happening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and I would like to say that I I'm very honored and humbled that you reach out to me for this opportunity to be on your podcast. Um, and I'm glad you did, because I was very worried that I wouldn't be able to keep in touch with my staff,
Hmm.
but you guys have completely proved me wrong. Completely proved me wrong. Light checks in with me like every week. You reached out for this opportunity. I still talk to Scott regularly. Like, you guys amaze me every single day. It's it's honestly like I saw us as a little family, and like
Hmm.
I obviously don't want to lose that just because the server's no longer around. Like, I want to still interact with you guys as much as possible. So like, obviously, if you ever want to reach out, do
Hmm.
not hesitate to reach out. I will always respond.
Yeah, I think the staff meetings on Saturdays were like, honestly, I enjoyed those so much for no particular reason. Like, I still keep the alarm on my phone that's saying that the staff meeting is about to start in 15 minutes. It's just like a memory for me, so I kept that alarm on. It's been going every single weekend, and I've just like, I don't know, it's just a like a memory, and I feel like that's kind of part of like my teenage like life now. I feel like that's just going to be a memory. So that was really cool. I'm happy to still have contact with pretty much all the people on the server. I've met a couple friends that I still talk to on the server. and it was just a really cool experience. So I hope that makes you
Wow,
happy.
that does. You have no idea. You know what I would love to do? I would love to have like an impromptu staff meeting, just like once before I delete it, just like be like listen, staff meeting, be there. Let's have one more
Yeah,
like a final like hoorah almost. Like let's just chill for like an hour and let's
yeah,
just talk.
yeah. That would be really cool.
I would love to do that with you guys. I would love. I'll send something out in the Discord this week.
Okay. Anyways, I think that pretty much wraps things up. Thank you for joining BTP. That was honestly really fun.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys
100%.
for
I enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much.
thank you for joining BrickLads episode 2, and we'll see you guys next time.